Oh, I got some bad news for you all. After being reported that Keyshawn Davis was going to fight Edwin de los Santos, it doesn't appear that that fight will go forward. In this video, I'm going to break down the actual factuals and what we know. So make sure you stay tuned. Now, it was looking like, and I even reported about this, that Keyshawn Davis was getting ready to fight against Edwin de los Santos, which would be a good fight. The only complaint I would have had is Edwin de los Santos hasn't fought since the Shakur Stevenson fight, and he was dealing with a medical emergency in that time where he had a blood clot. So for me, it's a good name, but I need to see how he looks coming back. You know, I'm not a big fan of inactivity and then coming back and fighting top competition. We've seen it with like Errol Spence. He tried to fight Terrence Crawford off a year-plus layoff, and oftentimes it doesn't work out well for you to do that. You know, give yourself, in boxing, I feel like you got to give yourself the best fighting chance, and the way to do that is to actually fight, not with the 2 weeks. You got to call 2 weeks before the fight and then got to hurry up and make weight, because you can't have a thorough camp like that. So that would have been my only complaint. But now it doesn't even matter, because reports have come out that Top Rank is looking for a new opponent with Keyshawn Davis, or for Keyshawn Davis, because Edwin de los Santos did not like the financial end of it, and he has decided that he's not taking that money that was offered. There's rumors that came out that said he was offered only $200K for a fight of that magnitude, which would be, for Top Rank, a main event. My honest opinion, for me, I look at it like this: $200K for a fight of that level. You have Keyshawn, it's a title fight. Keyshawn has a title. Edwin de los Santos, he has, you know, a better resume, to be honest. He fought El Rayo and he fought against Shakur Stevenson, which is better than anybody Keyshawn has fought to this point. So you want to lend your name to that card, you know, you want to be paid, and deservedly so. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the bell icon so you don't miss a thing. So disappointing that the fight doesn't look like it's going to be happening. I don't know who they're going to replace him with. I can't really be mad at Edwin de los Santos, because you got to look at it like this. This seems to be a pattern when it comes to Top Rank. Let's just be real. I remember Terrence Crawford his mandatory was Sean Porter, and they had issues making that fight. Bob Arum was like, oh, we'll give Sean Porter $1 million. Sean Porter was like, I'm not fighting Crawford for no mil. I've fought Errol Spence, Kell Brook, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, crazy resume. I'm not fighting for that amount, period. You got to pay like you weigh. Shakur Stevenson, when he was over with Top Rank, same thing happened. He was supposed to fight Frank Martin, and then it fell apart over money. Frank Martin was like, hey, I'm a PBC fighter. I got to fight on ESPN. I got to fight against Shakur Stevenson. I got to fight against your home network. Got to fight against the judges. And then the money wasn't even up to par. And it made sense, because Frank Martin skipped out on the Shakur Stevenson fight. He didn't like the economical package, or the economic package. And then he ended up getting the Tank fight anyway. And he didn't have to fight on enemy turf like ESPN with biased commentary or whatever. So something is up, because it seems to keep happening. When ESPN, Top Rank, when they had Terrence Crawford, same thing. There were PBC guys like Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia. And Danny Garcia, they said they reached out on behalf of Crawford. They reached out to Danny Garcia's dad to make the fight, but it was amount of money that wasn't going to get Danny Garcia to jump ship and go fight on your network against Crawford. So for me, I've covered this sport for years. This seems to be a recurring issue, particularly with Top Rank, where these seemingly lowball offers, I can't even say seemingly, it is lowball, because the fighter's declining them over money, saying that doesn't match the value that I bring or my brand brings to the table. So again, make sure you guys like and subscribe. That's an obvious issue if the fighter doesn't agree with the purse. I mean, you would have to get that sorted. And to make these fights, for people to assume risk and fight on enemy territory, fight against judges and refs, you gotta really pay like you weigh. That's just what it is. So this seems to truly be a Top Rank issue. I mean, they don't even have a network deal that we know of publicly. ESPN is not renewing, so maybe that creates more of a complex situation where they're like, nah, we're not overpaying for Edwin. And from a business perspective, Top Rank doing this, you got to understand their angle is probably like this. Why would we pay for a fighter we have no options on? You know what I mean? Like Edwin De Los Santos, we're giving him an opportunity. What if he upsets Keyshawn Davis? And then we have no dibs on him and he's with PBC, for example, right? So I don't know how much they even want to make those fights. I feel like if it was an in-house fighter, it would definitely be easier to make. Because your risk factor goes down exponentially when that's the case, because win, lose, or draw, you would have an option for a rematch, but you would have both fighters. So it really doesn't matter. But when you're working with other promoters and other stables, then the risk goes up, because if your person gets beat or upset, you don't have no options on that other fighter, then they could just crash out your fighter, take the belt, and then run. You know what I mean? So you have to put rematch clauses and certain provisions in the contract and or not make the fight to minimize that risk. So that's probably how Top Rank is looking at it. Either way, Keyshawn got to fight someone big, because the amount he talks and things like that, I got to see him fight a respected name. I thought we were going to get that with this fight, but it looks like we won't. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that.